Jeff Berardelli is a CBS News contributing meteorologist. He joins us now. Jeff, thanks so much for being with us. So what does this flooding situation actually look like now?
It's pretty bad. In fact, if you look at headlines coming out of the Midwest, they're calling it biblical, historical flooding. Some people saying this is the worst flooding they've seen on record, and it really depends upon which city you're talking about. That's a map of all the river flood gauges that are at or above flood stage right now across the United States. And where you see the purple, that's the worst. So 43 gauges are in major flooding, 578 are near or above flood stage, and at least 20, if not more than that, have been in record territory. And the Missouri River at Platt's Mouth is forecast to crest 4 feet above its record stage, beating the flooding back in 2011 and 1993, which were historic flood events for that area.
So the question is, why is this happening?
Well, you know, the weather pattern this year has been stuck. You might even call it a climate pattern because it's happened over the course of maybe 3 months or so. This whole winter, and we have a graphic to show you of that, the jet stream has basically been stuck right over the central part of the country. We've seen kind of cool air pooling in the west. You can see it right there. Lots of big storms moving into California, then kind of rounding the corner and moving straight up through the nation's heartland, the nation's breadbasket. It's because of that collision between warm air in the east, and you know in New York we really saw a mild winter, cold air in the west, and it got stuck. And that's a symptom to some degree of climate change. We expect patterns to get stuck, blocked, if you will, moving a little more slowly, if you will, in the future. And there's some hints that this may already be happening. But the prevailing pattern this year is storms moving over the same area, dropping heavy snow, then the bomb cyclone, which in itself was one of the strongest storms they've ever seen in that area. So you have the snow on the ground, you have the bomb cyclone, which moves by and produces 1 to 3 inches of rain. It all falls in a very short period of time, and all of that runs off into the rivers. Plus, we have ice jams on the rivers, which makes it worse. So it was a combination of a lot of things that happened.
So how long is this going to continue? What's the forecast?
Well, the good news is we're not expecting any big storms this upcoming week. The bad news is we are going to get some rain in that area on Tuesday, and then maybe some more rain as we head into Saturday. It shouldn't exacerbate the situation too much, but it could prolong it a little bit. Overall, though, the forecast is for better weather as we head through the work week.
So 2018 was the third wettest year on record in the U.S., and people are wondering, you know, is this related to climate change? If so, how has the situation actually changed in the past few years?
So yes, we do think it is related to some degree to climate change. Again, there's a lot of factors. Climate change is kind of the straw that breaks the camel's back. It boosts it, it spikes a situation that would have happened anyway. This would have happened without climate change. But we've seen some major trends. This is one of those. So we're seeing a big trend in extreme rainfall. So these extreme rain events. Since 1910, you can see about a 10% increase since the earlier part of last century in these extreme rain events. We've also seen a lot of that heavy rain happening in the Midwest, Great Lakes, and Northeast. We've seen a marked increase in precipitation across those areas in the northern part of the United States, and especially the eastern part of the United States as well. And so, yeah, we're already seeing these trends in rainfall, especially in places like the Midwest. That is a projection into the future. So as we head towards the middle and end of the century, some of those same areas, upper Midwest, Great Lakes, Northeast, could see about a 15 to 30% increase in not only rainfall, but extreme rain. And what's important about that is, yeah, we may see 5 to 10 more inches of rain in certain places. It wouldn't matter if it happened all year round, but that's not what happens. What happens is climate change makes extremes worse. So most of that rain happens within a few extreme rain events, and that's what causes flooding.
All right, Jeff Berardelli. Jeff, thanks so much for
you're welcome.
sharing that with us.